Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana-Mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Roggio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
And thank you again for joining us. I know it's the first time I've said that tonight, but I'm certain it's not the first time it's ever been said. Thanks for joining us for Speed Scene Live. I'm Bruce Barker, and there is Lucky Hudson.
Hey, thank you very much, Bruce. And over there is Hot Rod Bob Beck.
Well, looky there. That's Bob is fresh back from Japan. We got some tales to tell. Look, there's so much going on, and I just, by the way, if you're trying to grab us on our mobile feed, well, that one's, it's struggling a little bit tonight, and we're going to do a little troubleshooting during the show. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us on the main feed. We're going to explain some of this beautiful video that we see coming here. But first, tonight, Scotty Richardson's going to be talking with us about his long-awaited Gearheads Club. Save money, win free stuff. I know it sounds a little bit like the Walmart slogan, which I think is live better, something or other, Walmart.
Close enough. Close enough.
But Gearheads is even better. They're putting racetracks, racers, and companies together, supporting the sport that we all love. You know what? We here at Speed Scene Live are believers in this club. In fact, Lucky, I think you're going to buy your header tethers from them next week, save some cash.
That's right. I'm going to save some money, and this is a great organization. We're going to hear all about it, and I'm part of it. I'm signing up, and it's going to be a great way to save money. Hey, also tonight, I want to tell everybody that don't forget, while we're on our seasonal break, our holiday vacation, go to competitionplus.com and vote for us on the .com awards. And we're also working a little deal. You'll see some of our shows on Competition Plus, so that'll be a cool deal.
Nice. Well, that's going to be excellent. Lucky, I know you got more news, unless Bob's going to talk about Japan.
Well, I was in Japan. I went to the Yokohama to the Moon Ice 22nd Hot Rod Extravaganza.
Did you see lots of Yokohama mamas?
I sure did.
Here's a couple right here.
Yeah, here they are. I mean, it was all no holds barred. I'll tell you what, they had some great cars, and cheesecake is cheesecake, whether you're in the U.S. or Japan.
Yeah,
the ladies were there, very much showing off the cars.
The cars.
And, the cars, yes. And, we're taking the rest of the December off and all of January so we can recuperate and get ready to come back in February, on February 4th. But we want you to all enjoy the holidays with your families. We're going to be doing the same thing. And please be sure to join us February 4th when we come back.
Oh, I'm going to have to check that calendar again, make sure February 4th is right, because I was already on the 2015 calendar.
Well, see, that's how forward-thinking this show is.
Whoops. Anyway, first Tuesday in February, whatever that is. Hey, Kenny Youngblood has a brand-new online magazine coming out called Kenny Youngblood's Fuel Coupe Magazine. Ooh. It will be premiering January 15th of 2014, and you can check it out at fuelcomp.com. And Kenny's a legend in nostalgia drag racing, and they're going to feature a lot of the cool stuff. And we're going to try to get Kenny live in studio to talk about it.
The blood, yeah, he's good.
Man, that'll be sweet. I'm looking at some of these cars. We were filming a scene for this little short film. This was 3 or 4 weeks ago now, just down the street here from the Speed Scene Live studios. Yeah. And it was about 9 at night, and along came, just blasting through the intersection, because we were right out on the street, It was a DeLorean that was the Back to the Future DeLorean. Now, I know there's several copies of that thing floating around, but it was hilarious. We were just standing there, saying, hey, there's Marty McFly, man. It was the coolest, just seeing a DeLorean drive down the street with the full, jet stuff and all that crap that they have on the car.
What year do you think he was in?
Yeah, indeed.
Was this his first or second time back to your time?
Yeah, and who knows? And whether he made it up to 88 miles an hour on Burbank Boulevard heading westbound, I don't know.
No, it depends on which way he's going. It's Burbank PD, never would have made it.
Yeah, there you go.
If he's headed the other way to North Hollywood, LAPD, that's a possibility.
Yeah, possibility, yeah. Hey, you know what? What do you think, Bob? What are they going to do? LAPD currently drives, as do most police organizations in Southern California, the Ford Victorias.
The Crown Vics, yeah. Well, they've got a new car coming out. Generous Motors, in their infinite wisdom, finally resurrected what was the Pontiac G8. It's coming back in as the Chevy SS. Oh. It's the rear drive Holden Commodore.
Oh, okay, so it's the Australian variant.
Yeah, and it is going to be the new police vehicle from Generous Motors.
I was wondering because those Crown Victorias now they're what, 2 years out of date now. They don't make them anymore.
They don't make them anymore. Ford dropped that, and they had the market sewn up because Generous Motors had gotten rid of the Impalas and the Caprices years ago.
Yeah,
and the market was wide open. They were the only ones with a rear drive vehicle. Now I see some police departments using front drive Chevys, the big Impalas right now, and some using Malibus, but that front drive configuration does not hold up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. I do not as well understand what happened with Ford and the Crown Victoria decision because you're right. They had that market sewn up for fleet vehicles. That was
Fleet vehicles, taxi cabs, police cars, you name it. Anyone who had a vehicle that needed to use a lot and be sturdy, that Crown Vic was the car.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, again, for our yes, Lucky.
I was going to say I was off answering the phone. Scotty, we lost you. I put you on hold, and Diana-Mite always does the phones, and she does such a great job. And I think I may have hung up on Scotty Richardson.
Oh. Well, I'm sure he'll be back. And while we wait, Scotty, I got one more thing to say about a trailer that we're looking at Speed Scene Live. Actually, not here on camera, but Speed Scene Live TV. We've got this great 2-car gooseneck enclosed trailer for sale. Cheap trailer, lots of room. This is the trailer you want. It's all set up with E-Track and winch and everything you need to haul a couple of your finest cars. Works great. Shoot us an email and, hey, man, maybe that thing will be yours. Cheap, cheap, cheap. And, by the way, I should mention this because this might be seen tonight. We've been talking about this little bit of video for quite some time, Hot Rod Bob. And let's take just a little tiny look at just a little piece of this now. Okay, you're seeing some of this is a portion of the intro to Pastime. Now, if those cars look familiar and those people look familiar.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that sometime tonight as well.
But before we do, we got a chance to talk to Scotty Richardson. And Scotty is one of the premier drag racers in the country. Anybody that follows his career knows that he knows what he's doing. He wins a lot of races. He's made his living off of drag racing. He has also created a school called Schooled by Scotty that actually will teach you, that's right, you, how to be a better drag racer. And a lot of people,
I got to do that.
A lot of people love it. They just flat out love it. He'll actually do the school, and then they'll do the classes right before a bracket race, and you can enter a bracket race, and there's an amazing amount of stories of students that actually won that bracket race right after taking a school. But Scotty's not here to talk about Schooled by Scotty. No, he's here to talk about a brand new deal called Gearheads Club. And Bruce, why don't you bring him on the line? Scotty, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Thanks, Scott. You guys doing all right, getting ready for Christmas?
Well, we are. It's the last show of the year. And, we got to do some work on the cars. We got to fix up the truck, the trailer. We're going to do a little tweaking on our technical stuff. We're going to, we got a lot to do. There's no downtime for us.
We don't have any snow to shovel, but we are sweeping the smog away.
We got a little bit last night, but I'm headed to Indy to the PRI show tomorrow. So
it's going to be good.
Got to get rolling, see if we can go get some companies lined up on this Gearheads Club.
Well, Scotty, tell us a little bit about what Gearheads Club is and what it's all about.
Just Gearheads Club is, the way the economy is. It's kind of been rough on racetracks and companies, and I kind of seen the decline of racetracks closing and companies kind of going out of business. And in reality, what I wanted to do is just form a partnership up with racers and companies and tracks and kind of get it in a big circle where the racers, you don't even have to be a racer. Anybody that's a gearhead can join us at gearheadsclub.com. It's free. All the companies on here give us a kind of like a coupon code. Every time you buy, you get a discount just because you're a member. And some of the proceeds on the stuff that you buy goes right back into the racetrack operators that are involved in this.
Well, now, how can people join Gearheads Club?
It's real simple. All you do is go to gearheadsclub.com. You don't have to be a racer. You could be just somebody that likes racing or any kind of gearhead. Period. I've got jewelry stores on there, so if you're wanting to suck up and you don't want to go to Jared's, you can go to Stephanie Byers, buy some jewelry, get a discount from there. It's what it is you go to gearheadsclub.com, join up. I'm doing technical videos to kind of teach people how to. Right now, I've got the ones that just floats on the carburetors from Quick Fuel, and I'm just going to go along with all the companies and do tech tips. But you have to be a member to be able to see them. But it still doesn't cost you anything.
Now, I think this is great, Scotty, because like you said earlier, the economy's been rough on a lot of racers, which means the economy's been rough on a lot of racetracks. Mm-hmm. And, we really got to protect these racetracks because if the racetracks go out of business, we got nowhere to race. And what you're doing actually helps the racetracks.
Right. Well, I mean, no matter what, that's the hardcore. It's just like whenever you go to I was listening to a NASCAR deal on there the other day, and really without fans, NASCAR's nothing. In our deal, it's a whole different deal because we don't have 40 racers. As far as we have thousands of racers and a bunch of racetracks. But really what's funny is the grassroots is still the grassroots of the sport. It doesn't matter. Without the grassroots, nothing grows.
Yeah, majority of racing is grassroots racing. It's not the pros.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've just and I've kind of worked on it for quite a while. I kind of done this website on my own. I kind of went to school and kind of learned how to do it where I could kind of start it and keep everything down where the cost was down. And it's been about 3 to 4 years in the making. And really and truly, I'm hoping it's an overnight success for the tracks and the companies. But if it takes a little while, it's not a big deal. What we want to do is make sure that every company that gets involved, it really costs a company $240 a year to advertise with us. So it's not like we're actually trying to do it with numbers. I've got used car lots from satellite dish system companies, and we really just fixing this. We're starting to open it right now as I'm talking. Anybody that's you don't have to be anything to do with motor, any kind of gearhead. It doesn't matter if you own a fishing company. What we do is we're going to promote every company that's on here. Everybody's going to be equal. And what we're going to do is try to push product and save the members a little bit of money.
Well, now, you mentioned the website, and now do they actually become a member of the club? And is this like a one-year membership?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a yearly membership. It's free. You'll have to sign up. I think it'll have a registration form every year. But what we're going to do is as this gets going, what we're planning on doing is doing races at certain racetracks and kind of having it a members-only kind of deal, but still keeping it cost-effective because no matter what, most of the organizations out there in drag racing, the big ones, they're so big that they can't go backwards. They can't start over. We're starting from scratch, but we want to stay little. And the main thing what we want to do is keep companies in business and keep tracks open. And if we do that, then everything else will fall into place.
Well, it sounds like a good deal. Scotty, I think you're the right guy because you know how drag racers are. You know how they think about things. You know what they need. And, you're a guy that's a drag racer. You're not a marketing guy. You're not a sales guy. You're a drag racer. And what you're going to do is you're going to make it easy for drag racers to do stuff. And now, a lot of people lately have been talking about the new header tether rule. And I understand one of your companies has got header tethers for sale.
Yeah, Jock at Trailer Toad, he's made his own, and in reality what they are is, I guess some of them are, you kind of caught me off guard there, but some of the companies, it's you got to be NHRA legal to be able to have them at an NHRA race. There's a couple that are posting contingency, but you have to win or runner up to be able to get any of the money back. And what he's done, you're going to laugh. It's easier to go to Trailer Toad But what he's done is he's made it $59 to where in reality you don't actually have to go out there and win. It's the same stuff, and in reality you're winning when you purchase it. It's the same stuff, and you save $100. So to me, it's a win-win situation from the very beginning.
Yeah, I like that because, not all of us win. A lot of times we're just happy if we go a round or two and you go home, you had a good time, nothing's broke, that's a good day. And I'm thinking, well, heck, a lot of us got to buy header tethers next year. Why don't I buy them through the Gearheads Club? And then, a lot of times there's parts that you got to buy. Why not buy them through Gearheads Club?
Right. The name of his company is actually CollectorCable.com. Sorry, it took me a minute to do it, but it's NHRA accepted. And my whole theory behind this is there's a lot of things that happen and they do real well overnight, but it's kind of a slow. It's almost like a one-hit wonder. They might last for 5 years. What I'm actually wanting to do is I want to be around the sport, kind of give back, but kind of make the sport stronger. So I'm not in this. I've not made any money off of any of the stuff that I've done. And am I going to make a little bit if it does real well? Yeah, but the 4 years that I've been working on it, I've been trying to work to make it right. And the drive is to make it stronger, the foundation, no matter what. We might eventually be our own organization, because no matter what, with racetracks, companies, and racers, that is the organization. We can go wherever we want to go. So I'm not calling it that. That's not what the goal was from the beginning. The goal is to make racetracks stay open, because I've had some buddies this last couple weeks say they were closing their tracks down because they wasn't doing any good. Things were really hurting them. And really what we're wanting to do is kind of help them with their monthly program.
Yeah, well, Scotty, I think that's one of the things now, the very fact that you're starting Gearheads Club at all, because, people are, it's not just the long-reaching effect of a bad economy. One of the effects is that people are a little scared to start anything new. People who maybe even have money or have a great idea, they're scared to jump in now because there's less, at least perceptually, of a chance that it's going to work. And you're just taking the leap, man. You're just plunging in, so that's very cool.
Oh, yeah, well, it's going to work. If I could talk to every single person, every racetrack, every company, it would work. I'm hoping I've done a decent job explaining it, because no matter what, it's not that I'm putting something together and I get all the proceeds or Gearheads gets all the proceeds. In reality, we're giving 60% back towards the racetracks. So every time you buy a part from the company, racetracks are splitting 60% between them. And, what we're wanting to do is even help them locally. We've got companies that can't afford to be on the big stage, but in reality what we do is we have 300 racetracks, their information, their links, and a local company can get on the big stage with any other company, plus they can pick 2 racetracks to have their logo on our website for that track, and it's only $240 a year. It's not like we're trying to kill somebody. We're wanting to help everybody, not just one particular company.
So you're getting all the racetrack as member companies, so they're going to advertise or promote, be part of Gearheads.
Yes, it's free.
Wow.
It doesn't. All I'm going to do is give money back to them. Any racetracks that wants to be involved, all they have to do is call and sign up for free, and all they have to do is send us their points, kind of what's going on at their racetrack, plus any kind of big money races they got going on. We're putting that on our website for free. We're not charging their track nothing. All we're going to do is put money in their pockets, because if the racetracks do good, then the racers get treated better. Purses and stuff like that. It's a win-win situation.
Well, what number would they call, Scotty?
Actually, if they're going to call to join as far as a company or a track, they can go to the gearheadsclub.com.
Okay.
And there's contact information there. and we actually have 7 board members to where they're anywhere from Lucky and where you guys are to I've got some in Iowa, and what we're doing is I've got them in Vegas. What we're going to do is put a team together to where it's almost like directors from different states, but in reality, it's just a bunch of racers that want racing to get stronger at the foundation.
You know, that's why I got involved, Scotty. One, because I got a lot of respect for you. I know you're the right guy to do this, but, you know, it's time that us as racers stepped in and started taking control of what's going on. You know, people sit back, they don't do anything, and they complain. Oh, man, the tracks are closing down. Oh, man, you know, nothing's going on. But, you know, sometimes you just got to step up and say, hey, what can I do to help? And I think what you're doing here at the gearheadsclub.com website, I think that's great. And that's why I support it 100%. And you know what? I'm going to start making sure that every time I want to spend some money on a product or company, I'm going to check gearheadsclub.com and use one of the companies that's involved with them.
Well, yeah, and you got 3 or 4 on the side of your race car, so I expect you to be able to pull them in as well.
There you go. I knew you'd put me to work. I know what that's about.
You know, it's one of those deals. It's a trade-off for everybody. But in reality, you know, we've tried a couple things before, and it's still the same scenario. But we're going to charge a membership fee, and to me, I don't want anybody to have a reason not to join, because in reality, it's not just about putting something together that makes a lot of money. What it is it's something to do that'll help the sport. It doesn't matter, you know. And I've slowed down racing because of my school. I really love doing my school, but this deal is a passion that I've wanted to do, been wanting to do the last 4 or 5 years, and in reality, it's not went anywhere, and now it's time to take it and see where it runs. And it doesn't matter if it starts out like a turtle. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue on, because I still think the long run, everybody wants to save money, and it doesn't cost them anything to save money. So, I mean, there's no reason for them not to buy.
There you go. I think that's it. Gearheadsclub.com. That's gearheadsclub.com. Scotty, thanks so much for calling in. And we're going to plug it every week, make sure people know all about it. And we're going to watch this thing grow. And this time next year, it's going to be a big deal.
Anybody has a problem, all they have to do is get on there and contact me. My information's on the website. And listen, I'll take the good and the bad. Anything that could, even if you want to call and give us some ideas to make it better, I'm all in for that.
Sounds good. Scotty, thanks so much for calling, and happy holidays to you and your family.
You too. You be good.
Well, we're going to take a break, but Bruce, before we do, you got a great clip, #1 Japan clip. And let's hear Bob talk about heading overseas.
Hey everybody, I'm Bob Beck and you've got gas. We're getting ready to go to Yokohama, to Mooney's, Japan. And we're going to get you a picture of everyone that's going. There's 49 people coming from the U.S. to Japan just for Mooney's. So we're going to get a group picture in just 1 second. Then we'll be telling you all about the trip and the great cars that will show up. It's a one-day car show in Yokohama.
All right, we're with Chico Kariyama, and we're going to be talking about the great trip we're on going to Yokohama for the 22nd Hot Rod Show in Yokohama by Mooney's. Chico, how you doing?
Pretty good for Thanksgiving Day. Well, not too bad.
Thanksgiving Day, and now we're headed. How many people are headed out to Yokohama?
On this flight, we have 49 people.
49, and this is going to be a one-day show.
One-day show.
How many cars do you expect?
We normally have about 250 cars, pretty close to 500 motorcycles.
Wow, it's going to be a big one then.
Yes.
And people come from all over Japan
all
for
over
this?
the world, actually. We have people coming from Australia, a lot of people from Europe, Indonesia, Thailand.
Really?
Yeah, literally from the world, everywhere in the world is coming.
And this is hot rods, customs, muscle cars, motorcycles?
Well, it's a hot rod and custom cars, but in Japan there isn't too many custom cars. So you see some Japanese cars as well, but motorcycle scene is getting real big, and people over in Japan, they're really crafty about on the motorcycles, and you see some amazing bike this time.
Oh, that'll be great. All right, so we're going to be getting on the plane now, and a short 11-hour flight.
Yes.
恐れ入りますが、23番搭乗口までお越しください。
Well, Bob, there you are.
Yeah.
You and the rest of the crew getting ready. That's a lot of people heading to Japan for a car show.
You know, and we all sat in the same section of the plane, and everybody was civil. There wasn't a rowdy guy in the bunch, because most everyone slept.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah,
that keeps me unrowdy.
You know, a little bit of medication, and I was fine. You know, it was fine, you know, wonderful. But no, it was a good flight. We had a great flight going over. It was nonstop, and everyone was really great. Met the guys from Rod and Custom, and guys from all over the country that had come into Los Angeles to leave to go to Yokohama for this show. And a lot of them, this was not their first time. I was the kind of the virgin going over there. I hadn't been to Yokohama for a car show yet.
But you had been to Yokohama for...
Yeah, I met Shige before he bought Moon, when he was just a fledgling little distributor of Moon equipment in Yokohama. He was in a place called Motomachi, and he had a little shop there. I was walking around one day. I worked in Yokohama for one of the Japanese car manufacturers at the time, and I had nothing to do on a Sunday, and I'm walking around, and there was his shop. I saw these boxes on the street getting ready for the trash pickup, and they had Moon stickers on them. I go, wait a minute, what's that doing here in Japan? And then a little Datsun pickup truck went by with a Pitfin's decal sticker on the back window, and I go, that's not right. And so I started looking around, and I saw the Moon Eye sign up on the second or third floor. Went up and met Shige, and he took me around Yokohama, introduced me to his friends. I spent the next 3 weeks going out with him and other people, meeting people, seeing the car culture in Japan.
Well, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to see and talk about that car culture right after a break and a word from our sponsors.
It's going to be great.
Hi, I'm Chico from Moon Eyes. I get gas on the speed chain.
For over half a century, Curry rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Curry lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Curry gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Curry expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Curry's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Curry Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies, and other underside parts like correct link steering systems keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Curry rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at curryenterprises.com.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all, and every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all-American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFoat.com.
Welcome back to the show, Speed Scene Live. My name is Lucky. I got Hot Rod Bob Beck. I've got Bruce Barker. Diana-Mite is not with us tonight. We miss her dearly, and she's out on assignment. But tonight we will be showing part of the Lost Pastime clip. That's right, the clip that was never seen. And here's the combo round, the 2 Curry Novas. We're going to show that later. But before we do, Hot Rod Bob Beck, you went to Japan.
I did.
You took your cameras with you. You brought us into the show. And let's see what's going on in Japan with some of the car culture there. In fact, I know that you brought a ton of stuff back. And I knew it was you filming because, well, there was die-cast cars.
Yes, there were. There were a whole bunch of things. Hi, I'm Bob Beck. You've got gas here on Speed Scene Live. And we're going to be talking about Japan and Yokohama, the Moon Eyes 22nd Custom Car Show. And I'll tell you what, this was an amazing show. The window or the doors were going to open up at 9 a.m. There were so many people outside the convention center, they had to open it up early. And there were great things to see. There was a model car contest. And it was just, this was 60 years of Corvettes. Every year a Corvette was represented in models. And the quality of the models that were built, now none of these were die-cast. Actually, these were all hand-assembled model cars. And they had everything.
Like plastic ones like you buy in a
model
kit?
cars. Exactly. They were all kit cars.
Oh.
And here's a resin cast one that hadn't been worked on yet. And even a Moon Eyes transporter. Someone made a replica of it.
With a little Plymouth Prowler on the back.
Well, no, that's actually I
you're
think
right,
it
the
was Chip
fenders.
Foose's car.
Yeah, the whole rear is wrong for a Prowler.
Yeah.
I'd be fooled there.
They had Hot Wheels, drag racing. They had a road course. They had everything going on. The kids were having fun. It was a great day. There was collectible die-casts. There were collectible Hot Wheels. There was a line to get into the Hot Wheel display. You had to get in line, and they only let so many people in at a time.
Oh.
And, they were hanging on the wall. There were hundreds and hundreds of those. The people, well, it was 5 to 6 deep in the aisles between the cars. It was just an amazing show, and it stayed that way all day long. 1 day show. 1 day to set up, 1 day for show, and it was empty by that night. Show ended at 5 p.m., and I'll tell you what, it was chock full of things to see. I walked around, I don't know how many times, and every time I did, I saw different things. There were pinstripers. There was a whole section of pinstripers. Pinstriping cameras.
dig that.
Here he is doing an oil can.
Oh, I don't understand how people can do that.
It's just amazing. Someone can hold their hand that steady, but be asymmetrical and have the same lines on each side of something.
Yeah.
It just amazed me. We sat there and watched them. We watched one guy pinstripe a Canon camera. And it was just amazing. But there was lots going on. There was even a contest for the best painted toilet seat.
Did you see that final toilet seat choice? Or
No, I didn't, but I got
contest was
pictures of all of them, and that's going to be a show after the first of the year.
Okay.
I'll show you all of them, because there were over 50 toilet seats. And I'll tell you what, they were so nice you wouldn't want to sit on them.
Yeah, the world's fastest toilet seat. That's a
That's
whole
it.
new show, man.
Yeah.
Fastest toilet seat on the web.
But some of these cars were just amazing. Some of the cars had come, well, obviously, they were U.S. There were a lot of U.S. cars that had to come from the U.S. at one point in time. I found one of my friend's cars there that someone had bought a few years ago, and it was on display. It looked better than when he had it, though.
Yeah.
I won't tell him that till later tonight. And there were a lot of cars that were copied from what an American car was, but built in Japan. They were just amazing machines.
Did you see any Japanese cars at an
Yes,
event
I
like
did.
this?
I saw a number of Japanese cars.
Bruce, we're glad you asked that question.
Yes.
Did you see any
Yes, I did.
Japanese cars?
Here
well,
is
here
an
it is.
Isuzu, better
Well,
known
that's
as a Chevy
sorta.
Love.
Yeah.
And we'll see there's Datsun 510s. There were right-hand drive, a lot of right-hand drive cars. Little pink thing in the back down you can see, but I didn't get too close on that.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, that's
Look at
just
that.
cute.
It's bagged. It's dropped down. It's one of those micro cars.
It's a kitten.
Yeah,
It's a Pepto-Bismol car.
It is. It was a girl's car. Now,
Hey!
this was a Toyota, not an
Really?
American car.
I dig the treatment on the tail of that thing.
Oh, it is beautiful, and the paint job, it's suede, and it was gorgeous. Now, here's a club, Van Nuys.
Oh, what do you know?
Now, look at that little Subaru.
You know, Mitsubishi makes a tiny, tiny little van that looks similar to that Subaru, a little more boxy, I think.
Yeah, Subaru does, Daihatsu. Everyone's got these little tiny things.
Yeah. Over on Avalon,
we
Catalina
talked about
Island
Gearhead a little while ago.
Yeah, Gearhead right there in the tire.
Nice.
There's a Cadillac.
Oh.
Now, this was obviously an American car, but it wasn't built in the U.S. These guys did it here in Japan. Here's another Chevy Love truck. And this one was in the U.S. at one point in time. Obviously, if it's a Chevy Love truck, it was, because that truck was sold in Japan as an Isuzu. Mm-hmm. And like Chico told us, there were hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles. 60s recreations of choppers, 70s style choppers. There were rat rod style choppers. There were speed machines. There was, you name it, it was there on display from all over the world. Man, now it says, here's some of the stuff they're doing. This guy was doing a helmet.
That is just beautiful.
The workmanship. And here's a guy pinstriping a whole poster.
Huh.
I mean, look at that. I mean, this was just, it was amazing. Then the vendors. There were more vendors than you could imagine with American hot rod stuff.
Now, Bob, this show is very similar to the one that they had out at Irwindale last weekend.
Very similar, except these are, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by that pinstriping job.
Yeah, and that one, too.
Put your eyes on that. Anyway, very similar, except no drag racing, and this was all static. Everyone was there the night before. Some great machines. Now, if you got to look, if we get back to this bus, it's short by one door.
Oh, that's cool.
He took one door length out.
And just cut the whole thing.
And it looks like you like Volkswagens. I know you guys got a little notchback.
That's right.
There were some wonderful machines there, and some of them were left-hand drive, some of them were right-hand drive. So the origin of the car, we're not quite sure, but if it's right-hand drive, it was most likely a Japanese spec vehicle. But they had early Volkswagens. They had late-model Volkswagens. There was a chop-top one we're coming up on.
Oh,
it's so cool.
That.
It's electric.
Really?
Yeah. It's an electric racer.
Now I like that because you got the electric.
See, there's a motor.
But it's got the cool old school look.
Yeah, from the outside you couldn't tell, but it's got this electric motor in it. And they did two Porsche 356 Speedster kits, also in electric.
Huh.
So I mean, talk about your variety of power plants. Here's one of the Speedster kits.
Wow, that is amazing.
And, it looks like a really nice job. They really did a great job putting it in. And, what a fun car this would be. And I guess you could go to delta-force.jp, which is Japan. Hey, Bob, I got a question here off the phone. They would like to know what percentage of the Moon Eyes Japanese show attendees spoke English.
Just about everybody I came up against. I mean, there were a lot of people there. There were people from all over the world, and the common language was English. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of Japanese there that did not speak English, but it is not uncommon for them to learn English in school, much like here in Southern California we learned Spanish. Of course, I never got that far. Yeah. But there was a lot, and even during the awards presentations, they did it in both English and Japanese, and most of the people spoke English.
Now, I noticed that there's a wide variety of cars. Obviously, right now, we're looking at very retro, very traditional roadsters. Is that a Bean Bandits car?
That was a car from the U.S. that they brought over for the show.
And, all these great cars, but then there's also a mix of the Harleys.
Yes.
You've got the 50s cars, but then somewhere along here, too, I noticed that there was some, like a modern Toyota trucks and modern cars and trucks. And so there's sort of a mixture of everything, all the wide spectrum.
Yeah, there was a wide spectrum. The majority of the cars were Americans, but there were some Japanese vehicles in there. But just looking at the quality and the builds on these cars, the American cars they've brought over there, and it was just amazing. The paint jobs were so intricate and so smooth. They're a mile deep. The Japanese cars were done just as well, just as nicely. There was a 510. There was a Skyline. There was a lot of Toyotas. There were Daihatsus. There was one Daihatsu lowered, dropped pickup truck. It was down on the ground. And then alongside it was one made into a big 4x4 monster truck.
Wow.
So the variety was there. The showmanship just in the displays was amazing. And there were a lot of people there. Here, it's a Suzuki Samurai bag. Now, you look at this Volkswagen
Oh,
bus.
no!
I mean, talk about slammed. It's got a whole subframe in the back.
Wow. Hey.
Yes.
Nice.
Got your attention, didn't it?
Yeah.
And that was what they had in mind.
Now I got to ask though, because I don't know if it's the way you filmed or what, but
Yes.
not a lot of girls at this event. Whereas a SEMA show or even a
No.
Moon Eyes out here, a lot of girls.
There were two displays that had ladies, and we've seen both of them, right?
And that's it, just
And that was
two.
it. Just two. The rest were the ladies that were in the booths were part of the culture there. They were not there to dress it up. They were there to be at the show. Now, this car we're coming up on now, this was flat amazing. 55 Chevy hardtop with 56 Ford trim. I mean, talk about a beautiful machine. You would have never known these pieces were supposed to fit or weren't supposed to fit. They were just great.
That is the darndest thing.
And this car, a Pontiac with Cadillac sombrero hubcaps on it. It was gorgeous. And we had our muscle cars. You had Camaros, there were Firebirds, there were Challengers, there was a Dodge Charger that we showed earlier with a 572 Hemi. This Nomad was flat gorgeous, and it was one of the award winners. The paint was a mile deep, candy apple red, and it was done exquisitely.
That is amazing. It looks edible.
Yeah, beautiful 55 Chevy. They emulate what the Americans drive, but then they put their own personal touches on them, and it just made them great.
Man, you know, I look at this stuff and I start thinking, wow, you know, it's going to be so cool to get. I've got a car at the paint shop right now, Bob,
Yeah.
and yet I drove by yesterday. You guys know it's rained here a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's wintertime in Southern California. They left it outside. No top, no interior. They left it outside for
In
like
the
a
rain.
Yeah, for about a week and a half.
Oh,
And I'm just what?
Which car? Convertible what?
It's a Lincoln, a '58 Lincoln.
The convertible?
The convertible, and they left it outside. And I said, "What are you guys doing?" And it was, well, we didn't have any space in the shop. It's
Well,
not
yeah.
my problem.
yeah. Now they got now the metal prep necessary to get that thing back.
Well, now the interior ain't looking so good either.
Yeah, well, the interior's out of it, but all of the wiring, all the gauges, everything's
Everything's
exposed. All the covers are off, so
Yeah.
it's you know
Gonna corrode and
all the
so, yeah.
instruments, all
You
that
know,
stuff.
I had a friend that had a Triumph TR3 painted at Earl Shy one time, and her mother took it down. She didn't take it down, and they told her, "Hey, look, man, you know, odds are we're going to get overspray on the inside." And the mom said, "I don't care. I'm tired of waiting. Paint the darn thing." Well, the Triumph TR3 has this beautiful burlwood dash.
Sure.
With beautiful gauges, and there was overspray on everything. Overspray on everything.
Yeah.
It's just a disaster.
Earl Shy was noted for that.
Yeah.
They'll
Hey,
be-
let's take a break. When we come back, we've got that pastime clip that Bruce showed. We got a little bit more of it, and we got more.
Oh yeah.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you. Slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online. Mention the Speed Scene and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. mandhtires.com.
in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
This is Kip McLean, rider number 316 at an Industry Speedway. You guys got to come out and check it out. Awesome facility, great racing, just a lot of fun. When I'm not racing Speedway, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and thefolk.com.
Hey, we just had Kip on there talking about Industry Hill Speedway. They have the big Monster Invitational coming up in December. Why, it's December now.
What?
Mm-hmm. So Google them up, get their website, and get all the info, and go on down. It's a great show. Next year, we're going to be doing a lot of racing. We're going to be doing NHRA, Nostalgia, NMCA, a lot of different types of racing, and there is going to be a brand new Pro Mod team on the circuit next year. And they are coming out. They say they are coming out for the championship. So, you know what? I've got a lot of love for Joe Lapone and that Pro Mod Duster of his. And it's going to be tough to see another team try to shake him off the throne, so to speak. But I'm sure that if Joe Lapone was here, he'd say, bring it.
Yeah,
come on and try.
Yeah, go for it. He'll step it up just a little bit more. I don't think he's shown his full hand yet.
I don't think so either. So we've got that pastime clip, and we're going to just show a couple minutes of it. We told people that we would show part of the show. I don't really want to get into all the details on why it wasn't showed. Diana-Mite's not here tonight. I know she wanted to weigh in. And also, they did give us permission to show it, but allegedly the Speed Channel people had some issues, and I don't know. Maybe it's not right for me to speak for the Speed Channel people. So let's just show a few minutes of pastime.
Pastime. Name the time, win the cash. It's that easy. This is our combo round. I'm going to bring up two drivers. You got to give me one combined time. And you get to only ask one question. How you doing? What's your name?
Well, my name is Diana, but my friends call me Diana-Mite.
How you doing, Diana?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing then?
I'm doing good then. Tell me about your car, Diana.
Well, I've got a 1966 Chevy Super Sport with a Curry Ford 9-inch rear end. It's got a lot of horsepower. I have a lot of fun racing it.
All right, sounds good. Big Lucky. How you doing, Luck?
I'm good, Brett.
Tell me about your car.
Red Nova, Curry rear end, Torco race fuel.
Power plant?
540 cubic inch.
All right. Stephanie, Lucky or Dynamite?
How did you get those nicknames?
I was track champion at LACR 2 years in a row.
How'd you get your nickname?
God.
Well, they say Diana-Mite comes in small packages, and I'm a small package. What can I say?
Okay. Mark, Lucky or Dynamite?
Lucky. Any power riders?
Just one big carburetor, but it's a biggie.
How big?
1050.
And Ken will go to the little dynamo down here.
What cubic inch is the motor?
About 383.
Now, you guys, I want you to shake hands or punch each other.
Shake hands and come out.
And come out swinging. All right, $200 pass combo round. Stephanie is locked in. Mark is locked in. Just waiting on Tyler, Texas. Boom, here we go. Let's take a look at those times. Ken with the 1910, Mark with the 22 flat, and Stephanie with the 2020. I'm going to go with Lucky in the other lane, unless she can get him off the tree. Here we go, folks. A 2104, the underway Cash is good. Wow.
Changing my question. I'm asking something ridiculous.
Cash is good. You got a new nickname, the Underwear Lady.
The Underwear Lady.
Jeez,
Okay.
that is so fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was great to be on Pastime. Such a great show. I miss it so much. Brett Wagner, he's awesome as the host, and you know what a great deal. Really enjoyed being there. You know, it was fun to race Diana-Mite. Of course, it's a faster car versus a slower car. She did get a better light than I did. I'll tell you that.
Did she?
But you know, it was nighttime. The track was cold. The tires spun. I saw some smoke.
Yeah, you were wiggling a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
I was wiggling a little bit, but
Hey, you know, Diana-Mite's on the line.
I kind of figured she'd call.
Diana-Mite, how you doing, girl?
Yeah, let me grab that. Let me do this.
Did you show that clip when I wasn't there to talk about it? Why would you possibly do that?
Well, you know, Diana-Mite, we're just going to show the clip, and then we're just going to let it lay, and we'll talk about it another time, you know.
Let dogs lie. Is that what you're saying, Lucky?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, that way nobody gets upset. Everybody's fine. We'll let the Speed Channel people worry about what the issues were. But,
well,
you know,
nobody gets upset. Who says I'm not upset that this was never showed on national TV for a specific reason?
Well, you know, the important thing is you look great on TV, and, you know, the cars
I know,
look
but
great.
You know what? The whole purpose of us spending 2 days in Las Vegas away from our jobs was to get our sponsors' names on national TV, right, Lucky?
Well, that's right, and it's
And
unfortunate.
we went out of our way to do that for our sponsors because that's what sportsman racers do.
Well, you know,
And it was grasped from you know, underneath our reach.
That's right. It was
and we
wrested
had
from you.
no, what's
Well,
the word I'm looking for?
Diana-Mite.
We had no control over it. And you know me, I'm a control freak. I like having control.
That's right. Well, you've got, we're coming up on the end of the show, and, you know, we're getting ready to wish everybody season's greetings, happy holidays, and we're going to be back in February. So I hope, you know, I know your fans will be ready to come back and see you in February.
I know they will, and I can't wait to come back and see them in February. So
nice.
You've done a nice job, you know, calming the beast like you always do, Lucky. But don't think February will come and I'll forget this conversation because I'm like an elephant. I remember everything. Happy holidays to all our viewers, all our fans, and I'm out of here.
Talk to you later, Diana-Mite. Hey, Bruce, you've got some award ceremonies from the Moon Eye Show, and we got a whole bunch of awards. They did a whole bunch. It would be called Japan 6.
I think.
Let's show 2 or 3 minutes of those awards just to let some of the people get the flavor of the Japanese Moon Eyes Awards.
John Wells from Vintage Torque. Hello, thank you. So I've been coming to Japan for many years. Hey, guys. And I'm very much honored to be here. And thank you, Shige. Thank you, Chico. Thank you, Steve. And I am very, very much a otaku. Watashi wa otaku desu. Do you know Kikaida? Kikaida changes. So my love of Japan is very, very big. So thank you very much, Moon Eyes. So I thought the 1932 Chevy 510 Coupe was amazing. And in America, not many people give love to Chevy because Ford is number one. But in my mind, Chevy is number one here in Moon Eyes, Japan. Domo, arigatou gozaimashita.
How y'all doing? Thank you, Japan. I picked a crazy 2009 Sportster, which Winston from Taiwan completely tore apart and spent way too much money on. Every single part is detailed, tip to tail. It's probably the $100,000 Sportster. Every part hand machined. I love it.
respect to Shop Sam's, Sendai in Tokyo. They built an incredible looking knucklehead, extended narrow glide, narrowed rigid frame, mid to late 60s style. Really, really liked it. My favorite, my pick. Much respect.
I'm Dynamite Joe from Huntington Beach, California. I picked Gax 40 EL Knucklehead. It's a beautiful bike, and hopefully he'll sell to me one day.
Best 60s custom. Amazing car. Kompiki.
I picked his Impala because I thought it was really great. The 60 Impala with the white with the blue fades. Just really thought it was amazing. Anyway, congratulations. This is the Moonlight Player.
60年のインパラを選んだのはもうとても最高で、それでもう選ぶしかない。
How you doing? My name is Max Grundy. I picked my friend Makoto's Model A Roadster pickup. You may have seen it. It's kind of an in-progress car. It's looks like what a hot rod should be. It's driven hard and fast, and it's all you need. Arigato, Yokohama.
見事、マックス・グランディピックを受賞された誠様ですね。
Man, Bob, it's amazing. A few of the guys actually, took the time, maybe they're frequent visitors, to learn enough of the language to, be able to say a few things at least.
Yeah, I could say sushi.
Yeah,
Ohio gozaimasu. And that's as far as I try. I got the one of the language recording things to learn how to speak Japanese. I couldn't get past the first installment.
Well, I've heard that's a really, really tough language to learn.
Yeah, any language for me other than English, and I that's my second language.
And you're really not that good in English, Bob.
No, I'm not. That's why, I can't, no.
Well, see,
let's
I
do
know a lot of words. Yeah.
Let's do what's going on because we're going to be gone. We won't be able to tell you about these upcoming races. And if a lot of racers are like me, they need to work on their cars and get ready. We've got races coming up, and we can't get ready at the drop of a hat. So you got family, you got holidays, you got things that are very important. If you get a little downtime, why don't you get your race car ready for some of the events? Now, this weekend is PRI show, December 12th through the 14th. And also, there's going to be the Monster Speedway Invitational. It's a great speedway race. It's at the Industry Hills Expo Center in the City of Industry. Fantastic race, Monster Speedway Invitational.
And don't forget the first NHRA Heritage Race is January 10th through the 12th in Chandler, Arizona. Well, it was January 10th to 12th. It's been rescheduled for September now. However, the world-famous March meet is on track to be March 6th through the 9th in Bakersfield at famous Famoso Raceway.
Nice. Also in March 22nd to the 23rd, see the Curry Rear Ends Hedman Hustler Headers booth at the Pomona Muscle Car event. Ooh, that's going to be gorgeous in so many ways. Also later that month, March 28th through the 30th, it's NMCA West at Bakersfield.
That's when we'll see that new Pro-Mod team come out and make their debut at that event. Hey, the ANRA season opener, that's coming up April 11th through the 13th. Go to ANRA.com for more info.
And Match Race Madness, April 19th at Verona. Steve Sherman and the Shermanator will be taking it out on the strip in Verona. Then don't forget, Speed Scene Live is planning on being at the Hillbilly Drop Drags Labor Day weekend. And then NMCA returns to Pomona May 15th through the 18th.
Man, some greats coming up. By the way, we should mention this. The rumors are apparently true. Fontana, have you heard this? Fontana reopens sometime this coming spring. Shh, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Or go to bankshift.com tomorrow and you can read Dar has the scoop. I don't know why Dar didn't give us the scoop. He's got the scoop. He's saving it for bankshift.com.
Well, maybe he was referring to it as they sometimes do, as the poop, and he didn't want to give us the poop.
Well, that's what he uses the scoop for.
The poop scoop?
Oh, okay, then I thought that was the boot scoot. Oh, that's something totally different.
Well, that's it. We want to thank Curry Rear Ends. We want to thank Hedman Hustler Headers. all the great companies, M&H Tires that have been supporting the show. We'd like to thank LAT Racing Oil, theFoat.com, all these people, these companies have been so good and so helpful in Dealers Tire and Wheel in Fullerton, California. You know, don't forget also Transdap and Hamburger Oil Pans for being on our show and on display at the events. Come by and see us at one of the many events that we're going to be at. I think the next one will be the March meet. Come on up to Bakersfield and stop by the Curry Rear Ends Headman Hustler Header booth. Who knows? Maybe you'll find Hot Rod Bob hanging out, lurking.
If they let me out of the tower. Because I'll be up in the tower during the March meet. But before that, the car show season in California starts in January.
Yeah.
Grand National Roadster Show. I'll be at the AAA booth right there at the show.
Man, just can't get enough of the flowing sheet metal and the deep metal flake.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Never enough.
Wow. Nice. Well, we'll be back in February. Don't forget, visit Competition Plus and vote for us for the .com Awards. And check them out. They're going to have some of our shows there as part of their content. So we're real happy and proud and honored to be part of CompetitionPlus.com.
Should they vote Chicago style? Don't forget to vote and vote often.
That's right.
That's right. We'll catch you later.
All right. Hey, happy holidays to you two guys, in case I don't see you again as well. And to you, our viewers, thanks so much for joining us for another great year. Now, next year, as we tool up with, as Lucky mentioned, all the cars are going to be faster, and as well, connections here are going to be faster. We're going to, see if we can push the limit a little more with the web and get you a better quality picture and all that stuff. Anyway, that's all coming for our spring debut. Meantime, I hope you have a great, short winter break like we will, and we will join you on the other side as it's 2014. And I know, man, 2014 already.
So we'll see you guys next year.
That's right. Happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you next year. Coming up next, of course, is the encore presentation. I guess in that case, it's still this year. And that'll be coming up in case you missed any of tonight's show, and we'll join you again. Speed Scene Live returns just weeks from right now, right here at SpeedSceneLive.com.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and theFoat.com.